We are here for another absolutely beautiful day. And trust me, it's looking gorgeous here. I mean, we have this wonderful weather, we have a chance of returning rain, and for some reason, warning of a heat wave. So there's that. Between a potential heat wave, a potential thunderstorm, and then right now just feeling really good, well, I guess today's going to do whatever it does. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. A quick visual descriptor before we move too far forward. I have long brown hair, glasses, a gray shirt, coffee mug in hand, silver bracelet. Right behind me, we have some beautiful trees. We have some light coming through them. And there's these insects trilling out this beautiful song. I love insect songs. They can be peaceful. Peaceful. That's what it is. We're in the gazebo in the public park space near the river. Get yourself your coffee, tea, whatever it may be, whatever makes your day excellent. And just so you know, before we end today's show, later, I'm going to tell you a little bit about Kindle Vella and my story that's available there. But let's talk about guidance. In life, we do sometimes very actively seek out guidance, teachers, mentors. Sometimes we actively seek out people to guide, students, those who we can inspire, motivate. But really what I want to talk about today is how we actually look for people to inspire us. It can come about in so many different ways. Some people actively seek learning environments and teachers and, areas where they can really feel supported and guided and nurtured. Whereas other people seek a different form of guidance. They look up to other people, whether it's other people in their field, whether it's people they aspire to be like, whether it's their heroes or just people that they think are heroes. The idea of looking for guidance in life is, in many ways, I think, very deeply rooted in all of us. We're all looking for something or someone to lead the way. Even leaders look for some force, some inspiration on how to lead others. But where do you find guidance? How do you find someone to be your motivation, your inspiration? Where do you look? Now, well, I'd say especially in like the last 40 or 50 years, hero worship has become a big thing where we look up to people that you see on billboards and on stages and behind podiums and celebrities and so many other people who we want to emulate their success. But what about people closer to you? Do you have a friend or a colleague that equally you think is incredibly successful? And on that note, are you trying to emulate what they do? Do you take parts of their personality or their presentation of themselves onto yourself? Here we get into a kind of a gray area because oftentimes we emulate the wrong things when looking for guidance, when looking for someone to look up to. Instead of emulating what they do, we emulate how they appear. You find this a lot in business where successful people, and I'm not saying everyone, but a lot of seemingly successful people have a great showing of their success externally. Managers at companies and CEOs drive sometimes really expensive cars. And not everyone, but it's not uncommon. They're projecting success outward, even though when they get into work, when they go to do whatever they do, they are actually working incredibly hard. They're doing many things. And oftentimes, if we get stuck on a surface level, we can try to emulate their outward displays of success without emulating what they're actually doing. I'm pretty sure you've encountered this at some point in your life where someone dresses very well, where they spend their money on things that make them look more successful than they are, when they're just like the rest of us, trying to get to be where they have the means to do these things that they are doing. They're overextending themselves. And there's a chance that someone right now who's watching this might be doing this themselves. If that's the case, let me remind you the most important guide in your life, the most important mentor in your life that you will ever have. You. The person whose opinions are going to matter the most in how your life actually turns out is you. Your direction, your guidance, your intentions are going to be what creates the life you live. And that can be a hard pill to swallow. Somewhere out there right now, someone either listening to this while I'm doing it live or on the replay thinks that, if they just continue doing what they're doing right now, that it will translate into success also. To that person, I would actually ask why you think that. Why do you think that just continuing to work the way you are, to strive the way you are right now, is going to make you successful? And this isn't to be negative. This is actually just to open up the conversation. This is to invite you to consider what you're doing. There's a good chance that you can continue to do exactly what you're doing now, and then you will achieve some success in the future. There's also a reason why we've adopted a very toxic hustle mindset in the last 20 years. And this very toxic hustle mindset is a belief that, you have to be working all the time, that the more hours you work, the better you're doing. That the more hours you're doing something that's productive, the better you're doing. And there's a reason this is a toxic mindset. And the biggest one is because you're making literally everything else in your life less important than hustling. Hustle, 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 hustle. And of course, what's the reason you're hustling? Well, because you want to get to that future success. There is no one way to do anything. And I'm not actually telling you what's right or wrong to do. But I am asking you to question what you do, and question how you perceive it, and question what you're emulating, and question who you're looking up to, and question whether or not you're taking your own guidance or if you're only taking the guidance of others. If you're not listening to your own intuition, if you're not listening to your own opinions, if you're not considering your own thoughts, values, ideas, then is any guidance you get from the outside world going to truly improve your life? Or is it only going to superficially improve your life without making you happy, without bringing you joy, without giving you some sense of satisfaction? We are all looking, consciously or subconsciously, for people to guide us, to look up to, people that we would consider leaders. But what they actually bring to our lives entirely depends on how far we're looking into them and what they're doing. Find a guide in life, most certainly. Find teachers, find many of them. Find mentors, find many of them. Take advice from many people. But also, weigh your own internal guide and give yourself a lot of credit too. Give your own opinions and wants and desires and intentions a great deal of weight. Because you can be your own guide and still have many mentors and still have heroes and people you admire. Finding your guide in life is more than just seeing someone successful or seeing someone who does something you enjoy and saying, let me do what they're doing. Also, let me do things in some of the ways how they do it. It's also, let me do things the way I think I should do it. It's also, let me listen to the world and listen to myself. And it's most certainly allowing your own inner voice to play a huge part in directing your future. This has been a little bit rambly, but I hope that you've gained something from it. Get yourself an extra cup of coffee, tea, whatever it may be. You have earned an extra cuppa. But before I get going, I do want to talk to you about Kindle Vella and the story I have there. I actually have a few stories there, but I'm just going to talk about one. Now, really quick, Kindle Vella, absolutely awesome new platform that Amazon started last year that allows authors and readers to experience writing in an interesting new way. And that is through episodes. Authors can release essentially maybe short chapters of their work in episodes over a long period of time. Just like if you're watching streaming and you have like a weekly thing pop up and you're looking forward to it. Now, readers, of course, get the benefit that they have this long structure that they can go through and they can kind of cruise as they go. But they also have the benefit of being able to read the first 3 episodes of any story absolutely free. You only have to unlock episodes after the 3rd episode of a story, and you can read as many as you want as far as reading those first 3 episodes. Search the whole library. Kindle Vella already has so many authors there, and it's just an absolutely wonderful way for both writers and readers to engage in this creative work and also to share with each other and to connect. It's just awesome. Now, you can also like episodes, you can follow stories, and you can leave reviews as soon as you've read the first episode, which that's pretty cool. Now, I have a story on there called 30 Days in the Apocalypse by 30 Days in the Apocalypse with Dr. Sciencio Magnifico, and it's a sci-fi apocalyptic comedy rooted around the concept that the apocalypse is happening, but people are still trying to be influencers, trying to get product endorsements, releasing videos online, trying to get subscribers and followers and likes. It's a whole lot of fun. It's full of action. It's full of social commentary. It's full of a lot of commentary on our internet culture, as well as the whole influencer culture. And it's also full of a lot of commentary about how apocalypses are kind of cliche. Because there's every kind of apocalypse happening at once, and it's a whole lot of fun. But if you go over to Kindle Vella and you read 30 Days in the Apocalypse, I would be so appreciative. Please like the episodes that you read. Leave a review. I absolutely need your reviews because they're going to help other people find my stories. And hit the follow button. That would be awesome. Or share it on your social media. That would also be so awesome. Please do. Now, I want you to take care, be well, be excellent. I'm going to get out of here, and I will see you all again very soon. All right? Bye, everybody.